is Makara Sankranti the start of Uttarayana? Or did Uttarayana start in December? Which one is right? What story from the Puranas is tied to Makara Sankranti? Namaskaraha, I'm Archana Murthy, a professional astrologer. Today, let's get to know Makara Sankranti a little better, what it means in astrology. I'll even share a beautiful ancient story from the Puranas and celebrate what makes this day so unique. So what exactly is Makara Sankranti? Let me explain. The word Sankranti means movement or transition in Sanskrit. It refers to the sun's movement from one zodiac sign to another. On this day, that is Makara Sankranti, the sun enters Capricorn, which we call Makara Rashi in Sanskrit. It's a big shift. The sun changes its position and from here the days start getting longer. Think of it like the sun waking up from its winter nap and getting ready to shine even brighter. That's why it's such an important day for everyone. Nature, agriculture and even our personal growth. Pongal, Lohri, Bihu, it has many names. Makara Sankranti is celebrated in so many ways across India. Here in Karnataka and even in Andhra and Maharashtra, we call it Sankranti. In Tamil Nadu, it's called Pongal, in Punjab, Lohri, and in Assam, it's Bihu. No matter what you call it, it's all about celebrating the harvest and the sun's strength. It's about new beginnings, prosperity, and good times. So, why is this day so special? Well, in Vedic astrology, Makara Sankranti marks the start of Uttarayana, the sun's journey northward. Uttara means north, Ayana means journey. And this time is really powerful. People believe that when the sun moves north, the energies line up to help us start fresh, find prosperity and grow spiritually. So it's a time to honor the sun, to connect with its positive energy and to start new projects or simply be grateful for all the light and warmth it brings. Here's an interesting story from our Puranas. Surya, the sun god, has two sons, Shani, that is Saturn, and Yama. Surya had a tough relationship with his son Shani. Shani is all about hard work, discipline, seriousness, while Surya is warm and radiant. They were very different. One day, Surya decided to visit his son Shani on Makara Sankranti. This was a big move, especially because of their differences. But Surya's warmth and light reached even the cold, distant Shani. It was a reminder that love, light and understanding can heal all divides. This meeting marked a shift. The sun's energy could now influence earth positively, helping crops grow and bringing abundance. It's a story of overcoming differences and embracing harmony. And that's the huge theme of this festival. This story beautifully symbolizes the astronomical and astrological shift. Shani or Saturn is the owner of the zodiac sign Makara. This story brings this astrological shift to life by saying Surya went to his son Shani's house, Makara. And this is what we know as Makara Sankranti. When the sun enters Makara or Capricorn, it brings with it the energy of Saturn. Saturn is all about hard work, discipline and long-term success. So this is the perfect time to focus on your goals, work patiently, knowing that success will come if you keep putting in the effort. Let's talk astrology now. Makara is an earthy sign, represents the energy to initiate structured plans and achieve long-term goals. Hence, it is all about building strong foundations and planning for the future. The sun's presence in Capricorn strengthens the theme of Karma Yoga and reminds us of the importance of disciplined efforts to achieve success. Makara Sankranti reminds us to stay grounded, focused and disciplined. If we do, we will see the fruits of our labor eventually. Let me now tell you the science behind it. Makara Sankranti isn't just a spiritual event. When the sun moves into Capricorn or Makara, it marks the end of winter and the start of longer, sunnier days. As the sun is in its northward journey or Uttarayana, the earth tilts in a way that brings more warmth and light to the northern hemisphere. That's why after Makara Sankranti, the days get longer and warmer, great for crops to grow, especially in places where farming is a big deal. Understanding the dates, technically Uttarayana or summer solstice starts in December and not on Makara Sankranti. That's not what I told earlier, isn't it? I said Makara Sankranti is Uttarayana. Both are right. Let me explain. Here's where it gets interesting. As per Surya Siddhanta, an ancient Indian treatise on astronomy, Uttarayana, the sun's northward journey, officially starts on Makara Sankranti, which falls on 14th January this year. That is 2025. This was how it was several centuries ago and hence documented accurately. Please note, it was documented accurately without any advanced gadgets at that time. But due to the Ayanamsha or the Earth's tilt or precession of equinoxes, the sun's apparent northward journey has moved over time and it now starts in December and does not coincide with Makara Sankranti. A few of you may ask, what is Ayanamsha and what is equinox? Well, I have added the link here for this video where I have clearly explained it. Coming back, you may now question then why is Makara Sankranti still considered as Uttarayana? Well, astrologically, Makara Sankranti has a lot of significance and here's something important. According to Surya Siddhanta and Jyotish Shastram, the truly auspicious time of Uttarayana begins on 14th Jan 2025. That's when the energy shifts to a more favorable period for spiritual activities and life's big events like weddings. That's why so many important rituals happen around this time. So traditional Panchangas continue to refer the Vedic system of Uttarayana as Makara Sankranti. And Panchangas such as Drik Panchanga that follows Surya Siddhanta and the present astronomical context consider the start of summer solstice or Uttarayana as 22nd December 2024. Let's take a look at some of the rituals that make Makara Sankranti so special. First up, the holy dip. People travel to sacred rivers like the Ganga or the Yamuna to take a ritual bath. It's believed to purify the soul and wash away any sins. Then there's the famous Yellu Bella ritual, sesame seeds and jaggery. You share this with friends and family to spread positivity. The message, just like sesame is pure and jaggery is sweet, may your life be full of good things. Also a famous Gade in Kannada, Yellu Bella Tindu Olle Matadu. Why till and jaggery? Makara Sankranti falls during the winter season when the body needs extra warmth and energy. As per Ayurveda, the combination of sesame and jaggery is a perfect blend of warmth, nutrition and energy to combat winter chills. It also symbolizes sweetness in speech and relationships, reflecting the festival's theme of harmony and gratitude. One of the coolest traditions of Makara Sankranti is flying kites. Have you ever seen the skies during this festival in places like Gujarat or Rajasthan? They are filled with colorful kites soaring high. It's fun and people even compete to see who can fly the highest or cut the most kites. Flying kites represent reaching for new heights, overcoming challenges and celebrating the joy of the season. In a way, it's also a way to honor the sun, to show gratitude for the light and warmth it gives us. Makara Sankranti is celebrated in so many different ways across India as Sankranti, Pongal, Lohri and Bihu. Each region has its unique traditions, but the heart of the celebration is always the same, paying tribute to the sun and celebrating the harvest. What about outside India? Maghe Sankranti is what it is called in Nepal. Very close to how we call it, right? It is a major harvest festival in Nepal where they celebrate by taking holy dips in rivers and ponds, worshipping at various temples and savoring various delicacies like ghee, yam, khichdi and sweets. So there you have it, the importance and meaning of Makara Sankranti. It's more than just a festival. It's a reminder of how we are all connected to the sun, nature's rhythms and the cycles of life. From the story of Surya and Shani to the astrological significance, there is so much to this day that goes beyond the celebrations. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new today about this amazing festival. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and share. And of course, subscribe to Jyotish Shastram for more amazing insights into Vedic astrology. Dhanyavadaha.